Hello there, guys. So I just figured I'd do a quick review of this truck. I've had for, I don't even know, 4 months now, maybe five. But anyways, that's beside the point. I just figured I'd make a really quick review. It's a nice day out. There's a little bit of a breeze, so I apologize about that. And it's currently like 8 degrees, so it's going to be a relatively quick, straightforward video. I'm going to start with the things I dislike first. Um, First of all, my list of things I dislike about this vehicle is definitely the main issue and gripe I have would be the engine bay. Engine wise, it's a good engine. It's a four-cylinder, which is kind of it's a rev happy engine. That's what I'm gonna say. You have to have it high up in the RPMs in order to get the maximum amount of power. So when you're going up a big hill, if you start out in first gear, you're revving really high in second and third to get up to like 60 miles an hour. It's kind of annoying, but that's just one of those things. But other than that, it's in a good little engine. Besides that, other than that, the only other main gripes I have is more just interior wise, which I'm happy because it is freezing out here. Um, Main thing being storage is a single cab, meaning no back doors. I wish it was an access cab, which is Toyota language. It would have, the other door here. You could open it, and it would be like the suicide rear doors instead of four full blown doors. Ideally, I would have gotten one of those access cabs as a door and a half. That would be ideal for me with the 6 foot bed, but you can't have everything. So storage space is kind of, pretty much this is it. There's a little lever there, right there. You pull that, pull the seat, and you got your storage area, if you can really call it that, back there. I put these little command hooks up just so I could have a net, which there was one over here and it just kept falling. I'm not sure why. So I gotta get that fixed. But it's nice having a little net back here. I took that from my other car. But besides this little bit of storage area, it's like pretty minimal. Um, Besides that, there's like a glove box, which is nice, and there's little cubbies on the doors, which are actually relatively roomy, surprisingly. You have your little, like, obviously, most cars have that little cubby thing for change, and then that's about it. Your cigarette lighter and little thing in there. So far, the only dislikes are wouldn't mind having a little bit more power out of the engine, which I might address later, and the lack of storage space. I've had people tell me get a toolbox and put it in the back. It makes no sense for me, mainly because I just wouldn't have the room. I need this space for four wheelers and stuff like that. Speaking of storage wise, there is a little bit of storage in the bed. Obviously you have your bed. There's these little cubby cutouts there, and then up there farther, you can see there's like the little cubby on each side, which is I've yet to find a use for the ones up there above the wheel well. But these ones here are relatively, they're not huge, but they're nice for little things like the ratchet straps and stuff like that. They're nice to have, I gotta say. Um, so, get this, do this one-handed. It's always fun. But the 6 foot bed's nice. Only other real gripes I have on the inside here is it's just creature comforts that I miss from my old car. Mainly that being, if you can see trying to get a good view of this, the windshield wipers. You literally have two settings. On, which is, I can show you. These are the only two settings that we have, so I'm gonna just. You have this one, and then you have your faster setting, but that's it. You have your intermediate one where you can just do it once, but I missed having the one that I can do it like relatively slow and speed it up. I do miss that because when I'm driving around, if it's in the winter time and there's somebody in front of me and they're kicking up a little bit of water from the road and I don't need them going that fast, it's kind of annoying always having to keep tapping it, but you know, it is what it is. Um, Only other real complaints on the inside besides that would be it would be nice to have the auto windows and locks. I do kind of miss that. But you know, it would be nice to have that. And auto mirrors I could live without, mainly because once I get those set to my position, nobody else ever drives my vehicle, so that never really bothers me. But um, yeah, so auto locks and windows would be nice, but I don't have those. So it's not like a Toyota. It's not like something bad about the truck. It's just something I miss. The only other thing that I really dislike from this truck is the seat, which is a bench seat, goes all the way across. I like that, but I never really thought about the fact that when you move the little lever down right there, I don't know if it's coming out of the video too well. There's a little lever. You pull that, you can move the seat forward, and you move it forward and back. That's it. That's all you can do. These seats do not lean forward or back. They just stay in one position, which kind of sucks. So basically, my driving position is where whoever is in the passenger seat has to sit. And I have one friend who's about, man, he's almost a foot taller than me. He can't really ride in the truck because he can't, his knees are always like crushed up against the glove box because he's taller than me. He has longer legs. So that's kind of one gripe. I do want to swap these seats out eventually. That's a big thing that I want to do. Um, Other than that, that's really it for the negative portion. Um, Everything else in the truck I really enjoy. It tow is pretty good for what it is. I've towed probably, not heavy loads, but I've towed probably 3,000 pounds. It did willingly. It didn't have much of a problem. So, um, everything else on this truck I enjoy. The radio system's pretty good. I mean, for what it is, a 2009. I do want to take this out. I'm gonna pop this radio system out and get the leveled up one. I think it was JBL or something that they had back in the day, but I have found a new unit. It has Bluetooth on it. You can put like 6 CDs in here and it'll change them out for you. I do want to get that upgrade, but as it is right now, it has a CD, AM, FM radio, and an aux cord, which does pretty much everything I need. Speakers aren't too bad for as old as they are. I do want to swap those out eventually too, but um, everything else on this truck's pretty good. It has, your typical traction control. I do like this feature, the clutch start cancel, which is really nice. I think I touched on that in my last video about this truck. You can press that like that, and then you can just put the truck right in neutral, which I'm on a hill, it's not rolling, and you do not have to be holding the clutch in. You can still start it without pressing this clutch in. It's a really nice thing to have, actually. Uh, Besides that, I mean, you got your typical odometer, trip meter, your mileage, maintenance required for your oil change, which I have to do eventually. Pretty simple stuff. I mean, it's nothing extravagant. It's nothing super nice. And then, besides that, there's really not much else to say. This truck's been a really decent little truck. Now, you probably hear the squeaking. Yeah, you hear that squeaking? So when you touch the gas, you hear it more. That squeaking is from a bad pulley. Actually, I went ahead and replaced every pulley in the front end. I replaced idler pulleys, alternator, all that stuff got replaced, including the belt. And the one pulley that I put on was an aftermarket pulley, and it's squeaking. So I have one order from Toyota factory itself that I'm going to put on, hopefully within the next week whenever it warms up. So that squeaking will go away very shortly. That is kind of annoying, stupid beeping. Hi, King. Hi. So the only other things I want to just touch on really quick, back outside in the cold, the only other things I like a lot is fuel door. I like the cap. Makes it easy. I mean, I know it's a stupid little thing, but all these new vehicles, like you see that, you can just stick a funnel in there and put gas. Not that I would want to run out of gas, but it's so nice having that compared to these new ones, which have these stupid safety features that just make it more of a pain than it's worth. Only other things, really, payload capacity isn't too terrible for it. I've had, those are pellets, obviously, but I've also had quite a lot of stuff in here, like snow blowers and stuff like that, and a four-wheeler. It squats a little bit, but it's not too bad, honestly. Um, it's just a basic truck. I mean, it's got my tow lights, tow hitch. It's got everything I need on it. Four-wheel drive, it works. Everything works, for high and low. The only thing I don't like about the four-wheel drive, though, is it's electronic. I hate electronic four-wheel drive. Now, that being said, I know most modern vehicles have that, but we have a 2013, I believe, F-250 where I work that we use for, hauling and stuff, deliveries. That one has the lever down next to the shifter that you just manually put it in. That is so much better because I've had to put this thing in four-wheel drive before, and a few times. Like it's in four-wheel drive right now, so when you leave it in four-wheel drive, it'll just stay kicked in until you turn it off. But so if I'm sitting on a hill like this, you can't really see it. I mean, you can see a little bit of this hill. If you're sitting on a hill, it doesn't like to kick in. It's kind of it's finicky, I guess you can say is a word. It doesn't like to operate smoothly most of the time. And when it's cold, when it's like it was this morning, and I start the thing up, it doesn't want to kick in the four-wheel drive sometimes because it's cold. So you gotta move it back and forth to get it to go in, and it's relatively annoying. Um, but besides that, it does work. When it's in, it works. It locks in. It's good. It's just kind of a more of an annoyance than anything. But other than that, everything else is great on this little truck. Um, that's really all I got. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. It's more just my likes and dislikes more than anything. So uh, that's pretty much it for this short video. I'm going to be doing more videos, especially when it's not freezing cold out, more in-depth videos and stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoy. And if you're looking to buy one of these trucks, they're worth it, I'd say. I mean, it's a Toyota. You know it's going to last for a long time, and as long as you take care of it. And the ride quality, that was the one other thing I wanted to touch on. The ride quality in this truck is phenomenal to me. It's honestly more surprising than anything. You would think with it having, solid rear axle, leaf springs, and, independent front suspension, but this thing rides so good. It handles so good. I know it's a short, it's a single cab. It's not huge like, 10 foot backs, and it's not a heavy duty truck, but it rides so good. I've been in so many SUVs and other pickup trucks. This thing just rides so smooth. Uh, you don't even know you're really driving a truck sometimes. I kind of feel like I'm driving my dad's Explorer. Um, until I hit a bump, and then you can feel it in the rear end, definitely. But when you're just going down the road, cruising, it rides so smooth. And it turns really good too. It handles really good for a truck, honestly. If you push it too hard, the rear end will get a little loose on you. But it's amazing to me how well this thing handles and the road manners it has. And that's without any weight in the bed. When you put more weight in there, it rides even better, which is typical for trucks. But besides that, this thing rides really, really good. It rides better than some SUVs. I've been in a lot of Jeeps. I'm not talking the Wranglers, I'm talking Renegade, and which is like the little tiny one. It's like the baby wannabe Wrangler. And then you got the Cherokees. I've been in those. Those things ride like they're freaking stagecoaches, and they're not even, off-roady miles. They're the road-going miles that have like the base engine. They're like the ones that are never gonna see a speck of dirt, and they still ride like crap. Same with like I've been in a Ford EcoSport. It's a nice little car, but that thing rides like crap too. I mean, it just compared to other vehicles, and this thing rides more like a SUV than a truck until you actually get on it and you're going over rough terrain. Then you feel it. But besides that, everything else on this truck is phenomenal. Besides a couple of things, and yeah, that's all we got now. That was the last bit I wanted to touch on. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, like the video, and I will make more. Thank you.